On my left, at the minority corner, on my left, where I sit, on the minority corner, Fad Osman was for center. Fad Osman, a National Communications Team member. On my right, on the majority side, Philemon La, Esquire, National Communication Team member, NDC. And a pen between so and you need to tree. Philemon Martin.
Oh.
That's what she be on no cabra from the tree, Ben.
Oh, na tree need ye. Me go school Kumasu.
Oh, sir.
Me and Nana Santini, Nana.
I'm
a grandson of Nana Santini. My Shan several times. Very nice man. Who Shannon so on Mao Nyansa.
Oh, no crap.
And Nana Santini.
Also, if enough in Tabia, and I said, Dramahamo, Bube,
Okachi Bube. And yes, John Mama. John Mama train and say Ghana is made up of several communities. And Ute Frafra Kakra, now what take Tree Kakra, now what Gan Kakra, now what Igbe Kakra, now what take Ghana. I
am be born a bone. You think you better than the doctors.
Yes.
Eddie, fat. What got there? Met me, I can say Mutinqua.
Well, mean, did say, and yet, Tinqua, Ghana Tinqua. My man can say, science, say, a year, I did be a medium, may say, and yam before Nadine Kunim. And I said, you know, men this for Nadine Cook. Right. A democracy, I practice. But Katie Hammond, speak Irish. Na say you say KTR one there with the greatest of respect to his personality. Sabi Nyakopon sa no ball no. I think say Osagana for nyina jitu say ono sa no okanen sem. I believe say from where he come from so no sa no be kanen sem ni bi. I think say in all honesty ya Morgana baso. The sign say kama mi kebi nya de keto honesty ya. Very expensive oh. Kama mi kebi. We should call from the very saying other forms of government and democracy. You could see how the systems are operating. It's a democracy in India. We need to understand. So we'll be going to the Supreme Court time on time for interpretations of such matters, and that's the only way we make democracy. I found it to my pay for, and we have a better way. A similar situation issue of Parliament. We will get the presidency. See so.
But at whose expense?
Yeah.
Because my boy cat. He called Parliament to come sit, deliberate on a buying business. You waste everybody's time.
You see, on that particular matter, I think it is important. What was the issues? You call it back Parliament, and unfortunately, you see a Parliament. Now the side of let's set it on record. Name Parliament had a quorum to transact business, but not to take a decision. So we expected the Speaker of Parliament. She has started the business of the day. Who was going to bring the business? We had expected the Speaker of Parliament.
But who was going to bring the business?
We expected
majority
the Speaker of
Parliament.
We expected, sir. Parliament today. Between 2020, I think 2018, 19, 20. I was a rep and an assistant to a member of Parliament. And Sebi, your Casa Parliament shall say 10 o'clock. And you'll be able to do at 10 o'clock. Right. You'll be able to do late. And to say, when you're quorum to do business there, Nanke, you expect to start the business of the day. And now, after that, I can't be. Just the important point I see. And even before that, there was already a decision from the Supreme Court. And the speaker in him. And now could be expected to implement that decision on that particular day. But for political interest, let's be very honest. If you want to blame individuals for the see last week or Parliament, that's you won't mean for blame no. Emma the new patriotic party for in Parliament. You can't give entirely the blame to them. To an extent, our Speaker of Parliament needs to also be blamed for what happened last week in Parliament. And then there is a ruling. Sana Utie and the leader of our side, I was saying, democracy is expensive, we do admit. And Emra, we will know the laws and we've come to see how the law works. But it is important, so Nipana implement Emra. You been in friends saying the human face, some of the issues are here. Sabi, young compromise, stance maybe yesterday. You shared this 8th Parliament, early 2021. Make a statement like a Parliament be one of the effective parliaments.
Should have been this one.
Should have been this one, based on the numbers. But unfortunately, Parliament will go down in the history of our fourth republic. One of the Parliament and Ukraine productivity is very low. Productivity is very, very low. Also, to me, I been more person who using in parliament at the back of the law. I'm in this parliament. Who say be born a boat? I'm number 3. Nobody's saying that. Nobody's challenging you. But in a situation now, who prefers to be ruling on your authority than the law, we will find ourselves in situations like this. This is Speaker of Parliament and pay yesro bebre. Baby a will be a wuti and pebia yesro. Emrano akasa. And mona mukatre ye inse or a lawyer, mean yes, a lawyer, mona mukatre ye inse. The Constitution is what the Supreme Court says it is. That is a lawyer ni lawyer for which matre. Almost emrano ye the Supreme Court eka. It's the Supreme Court at the manner to why best Speaker of Parliament. Metie and power metie o commentary of mano a lawyer pebu statement to making and ra. Me transna me teams enti sebio ya yenye lawyer for impo sebia kasa se ya is ya na lawyer for mo kire mofra law na sebia bia sebio or time bia or time aban nti emra no kra na to that will not reason legally and we will just put emra ni na aside now you rubbish everything why democracy is ya democracy is expensive. There will be sacrifice and there will be commitment you all have to pay. And if lawyer for Nbedia tomorrow, I expect them to lead the charge on these particular discussions. No, whether you disagree or you agree. 2013, President Akufo-Addo called Supreme Court. Supreme Court statement by Biokai 2013, it still rings in my ear. Also, in as much as I disagree with the ruling from the Supreme Court, I accept it. That is the mark of a lawyer. I don't know how to say it in Chidi, but on the Supreme Court, no, so that is the highest court of our land.
Yeah, no, Chum Chenebreans or Becassa.
What's that? They Chum Chenebreans, and more declare how many hours no Becassa, Sebi John Dramani Mama Supreme Court last election, see, they don't become about to or Pierre, you are me to our Supreme Court for you now. This time I would me Busawa no Pawi. Me Busawa, them so what can another dear. John Mahama Supreme Court last 4 years. You really Pierre Bonteno, Sebi, and some men or cancer Ghana for. This Supreme Court will be winning with or 2 million aboso. This time, you best Ghana for. There be in common aid in any command for you. You didn't come on. So, me can idea I'll see a trinity. So, no, Baba Kaye. Now, your mamma, Miss Roby. Or I am to natural son of a kind style. It's your best, Emrano, baby, a quacotono. Your best Ghana funina. Sebi, Macan, some weather. And nothing I be in one left will be breeding come and probably me tea or lawyer about your interview in pa. Yeah, I think the lawyer Kwame Adolfo. Yeah, no lawyer Kumiso Din. So not such a similar. And I feel better between the baby there. The Mr. Ghana for you say Emran and say that is the law. And the Supreme Court has the final say on the law. And where we are today, Mr. I am sure ya and the Penamo station be American and Mr. I am sure ya home. Or Chinebi, ya dem rabba to 3 and 9. Not Ochna in Parliament on us. The 3 and 9 and 8. Presidency seat 4 years ago. Say a year papa and your papa. Let's put it aside. What is happening today and here say you come on. Say Makoko ye be and now 1 year be. Because you see, I wouldn't say how I come say. Because to me, boss, no be boss to throw me out. Also, to run boy near. Sorry, yeah, mammy. How I okay, yeah, mammy, how I come. 1996, or Parliament as an independent candidate in 1996. Yeah, mammy, how I come. Yakup of an crazy 2000 elections, or File as a member of the New Patriotic Party in Boku Central. I don't know, be an intake. The business I no cry. The point is that say Emran be applied to situation at home. And interestingly, Parliament for Nakachare and say the life of every parliament is unique to that particular parliament. And in tia man no can say free senior high school bill at the parliament me boa. Yeah, chance ke be hu komo. Ansa na ban be na wi. Say ye ntime ni san komo na nwie na parliament we close here. The next parliament o sign process na seven for. Me nya sanity. Adentia. I don't know twice per copy. Because the life of every parliament is unique to that parliament. But you took somebody's seat. Sister, so if it was wrong then, does not mean we cannot challenge it today. That is the question we are saying. So now I said 96. Yeah, mommy, how are you? Could you know? Yes, I can't know. It even said to. Unim say 4 years ago. Honorable Mama Yariga. Or catch rare from an MP 4 years ago. So Uncle Court. Unim say. It's in the papers. It's in the news item out there. Or catch it 4 years ago, Uncle Court, because Onua said there's a deficiency in the law. Of course, Samena and Kebia, he will have gotten what he wanted. But Samena, who is stakes in your high man, or campaign as I'm back to Parliament. And truly, as we speak today, I want to ask another question. Do we have any member of parliament who has decided to leave from his party, that's the MPP, to join the NDC in parliament today? Do we have so? Mm-hmm. Do we have any member of parliament who was elected on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party in 2020? And I mean, say, what should Speaker of Parliament say? I want to transact business in Parliament as an independent member of Parliament. Do we have so? Mm-hmm. We don't have. So as a stand now,
we have a member of Parliament who is MPP member of Parliament who has filed to go independent. In fact,
so he is not an independent member of Parliament.
I know.
Sister, yeah, that's the issue I'm making here.
At the moment,
and at the moment,
but we file it.
Sister, yeah, until say beto abama no, amana next Parliament no. Sad individual no, a member of the New Patriotic Party.
From why 10 minutes?
But just I want to me, eti besre ye nuanom. Articles no mu quote bebrebe ya ese o nsem bebre wo hu sister ya. And I mean, say MPP ni bi no akọ independent. Or independent member of Parliament as we speak. Sad independent member of Parliament na me no say the second deputy speaker of Parliament. Sebi on crossing the MPP side. We file to contest the next election, which will be another parliament on its own, 7th January 2025. 7th January 2025. And as our parliament, no, it is the effect of what happens then. No, we cannot apply a certain law today to that effect. All
right, thank you very much. First of all, President Mahama say, on him say, asinimwe ding, oko juma, manfo ntimi ntonoma, omo kranoma free China ne. France, Japan, they are not able to exchange rate now. Say, Alaji Bawumia can say $1 to if the fundamentals are weak. No,
exchange rate will
expose you. And exchange rate now exposing a portal. Alaji Bawumia will say, "Wa arrested dollar addicts in Safona ama IGP." And then they see $1 to about 17 cities. And the other catch Ghana for say, "More money to who the leadership of Alaji Bawumia Akufo-Addo no." Mo say their leadership has been nothing but monumental failure. Yen elected Obia Obeshemu Sitinamu. I should say your life in this country is your economic life is well at. But first of all, let me speak to something that my brother spoke about. He so conveniently spoke about free SHS bill. One bought LGBTQI bill no so. And said that
there be no Supreme Court.
There be the fact of matter.
I did so.
No problem. The American say aka presidential assent. And no kwanaka. The president and set here. Say next parliament no me sha see biom. I
was just giving
oh
sister
and asama man for say MPP for umpe gay things no krana no krana
eti so yaka asem umpe
no krana
yaka asem umpe free service no krana
na say no dey o kan say one can
you can do inference
so what is the difference
o kan say dia
there's a court sister there's a legal
say inference nyabone
now free SHS John Mama.
They also we can also do inference.
So some pay free SHS.
We can do inference.
So I only say one can. Because yeah, him say President Mama they committed to us free SHS. So let's not digress the issue. Osha say no can say that parliament tonight no. Na speaker ho. And even though they had a number to start no, na can say almost share.
Actually, speaker spoke about the fact that they can do business.
Me try. The fact of the matter is that Alexander Afenyo-Markin, only leader of government business, only chairman of the Business Committee of Parliament.
True.
Business Committee of Parliament, ombe SCC normal ombe ka Parliament on any given day. And to any weekly. So you say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, in some way, nebeka. So as chairman of the Business Committee of Parliament, Afenyo-Markin one committee impo. So the Business Committee had not laid down what they were supposed to do. And to tell some speaker kind or say, ordinarily, Parliament could have sat, but there's no business before us.
But also today, say, or you attempt so obey your business.
Debbie. Business Yes, sir. Usha Business Committee it's not speaker alone you meet. You Business Committee atu force on the various leaders of Parliament. Without a speaker, Business Committee can meet. Without a speaker of Parliament, so only home poor set deputy speaker ho.
Then no more minority for speaker see just information. Asema bana me bo mama ne home no makwatra majority. That's why near declaration
no maybe or high for majority.
Oh yeah.
Debbie.
Ura parliament.
Mra kwan so baby and new friend majority.
Ura parliament mo do so an we baby ayi wo mo edo so tena and your baby and that's the argument of your leader.
Mra kwan so
he said by the numbers they are the majority.
It is not cast in law. There's no legal position that says that if you sit on the right hand side of Mr. Speaker, you are majority on the left. There is no law. There is no law. If you know of a law, I can yield the rest of my time for you to talk about it. I am saying that there is no law. There's no law. Something that is a practice.
Bylaw.
But that's parliament practice.
It's not in the standard orders of parliament. It's not.
It's not their practice.
It is not.
But that's their practice.
Now you are using a different word.
word.
You are using a different word. But I'm speaking that when we talk about the law, there is no law. There's no law. You get the point. So the fact of the matter is that on that day, no, now Alexander Fenyo Market when Timiang. Now breaking the law now. You're breaking the law. But you see, there's one other important thing that I need to talk about, and it's which are Parliament over the years, we Juma through consensus.
Yeah.
Come with the nama come the na say na ebetimia the would the enemy the boom. Next say na boy. That's how Parliament has always worked. Which time a friend say Osechi Mensa Bonsu. You may hate Osechi Mensa Bonsu for any reason, but you cannot rule out the fact that Osechi Mensa dear a ba Parliament Juma say na obe stretching in sa na mo akasa na mo hwehwe na mo be hwe na o man nyina ye no otimi ya bi me sure say handing over notes Osechi Mensa Bonsu ma afenyo mark no one kind afenyo mark and kind handing over notes no because afenyo mark's leadership of the caucus of even of the house has been very pathetic. When you are leader of the house, you are supposed to command a certain level of respect. You must be someone that is Obia Obetima bring everybody together. Afenyo Maken, can he call people from the majority and they respect him and come and sit down to talk with him? Can he do that? Even his own caucus. Afenyo Maken Yembunu.
You are alleging he can't do that.
Oh, Afenyo Markin.
Yes,
even his own caucus.
You are alleging he can't do that.
I'm saying that.
That day, not Canada, Japan.
I am saying that.
Former health minister, in fact, former sports, former roads minister, I am paying for Parliament.
Yes. So the fact of the matter I'm making is that we share the ability of Afenyo Markin to command respect, bipartisan respect. Onibi. Ufa Chairman Sabonsu Jinaseya. Look, I'm even asking you. Put Afenyo Market on one side and put Chairman Sabonsu on one side. Who do you respect? Who do you respect? You don't have to answer, but I'm sure listeners know the answer. So Afenyo Market no what say Parliament?
What the criteria Ben is?
Leadership. The ability to build consensus. The ability to rally people around you. Untimi yes sir. This matter, okay, look at the language I use to speak ampo. What's an Okasani speaker? Yet it's no.
Oh yes.
Maybe Sassem.
That's below the belt.
Maybe San.
Wow.
Maybe Sassem.
That one's below majority.
But I wonder. Me the make who say Nanka we will be a yatitiwa. We will be a yatitiwa. Say na obeka. Nanka you be very careful about that.
Kasa okaya mantia boa kwase. Sebe.
Senya aboa kwase nkwa. Enya aboa ne kwase nkwa na nya atemdidi. Enya aboa ne kwase nkwa na nya atemdidi. Which the body language. Which is what the words he's used to describe the speaker.
But he has come out to say he will never, he can never insult the speaker. Never. But the speaker on your hand. So because we'll be in your hand.
One to say he himself has apologized. You didn't hear that he had apologized for his intemperate language. He apologized live on Peace FM. With Kwame Sefakai.
No, I heard. That's
yes, he apologized. So if I'm saying that he has misspoke, you should not sit here and defend it because the fact of the matter, the man himself has apologized for his intemperate language. So Obia Okasa say you cannot command respect. But let me end with this.
Yeah.
Under the law, Bibi or her friend, political question doctrine. America no more case be a friend Baker vs. Carr. A case no everyday principle whereby a political question doctrine. Say wherever there's an issue of politics, let them use politics to solve it. Because if you introduce the law in solving political issues, it will lead to a chaos. That's what the principle is talking about. Mpacho makani ye ochi mana. Say asem wo ha sa asem no politics ho asem.
I am manyon sem o ma manyon sem no ani.
Endi me fa mra. Enye say be cause problem. Be what kind of
it was it mere politics or it was both?
It's a political question if you ask me. It's a political question.
Right.
Uka hawa yakubu asem no. Wanka. So okay. Uhwe jo say wusun's asem no. Say okay. Na sata na Michael Kwenye ndi speaker. Michael Kwenye is the one that introduced partisanship to spoil the matter. Because the fact of the matter is that politics is about we talk and discuss and agree. And to science and the buying, the leaders at the time, they were respected. They spoke and agreed and understood how to go about it. But in the day of Afenyo Markin, I would have expected that he would have stretched out his hand to engage, to negotiate. Today, who is the biggest loser in all of this?
He said he did. He actually went to the speaker.
No. Afenyo Markin is...
Or called the whole crown, Saharan Edris statement.
Mestre.
But you and I were not there.
Yes, I'm patching. Mestre pass Nanka Anapia. Mutimi dispatch a reporter, eco speaker officer. Nanka very important. Say Monsum Bekwako speaker his side. Because right now, Afenyo Markin is Canadian. And already we have seen that his credibility is in tatters. Wow. If it were not, I would have believed him. But with the credibility of Afenyo Markin, I'll now say go and also hear from the speaker's side. So we know whether Afenyo Markin is truthful or not. Because if you don't hear from the speaker, you are only believing what Afenyo Markin has said, we may be in error. So the political question doctrine is I don't want to the NDC was never in court. The NDC was never in court. The case was between Afenyo Markin and Kwamena against the Speaker of Parliament.
You benefited.
How do you benefit from it?
You went to sit on the majority. In fact, you called
that's not the benefit. Yeah, well, the fact of the matter is that the scenario as it happened presented us with that opportunity.
Right. But I say, you go so Onua 95.1 FM. Yes, Empajumedi ne Debrewo. Me wo Philemon and Fad ha. Philemon NDC mo de microphone no so na monka de mope. Ana pay Yera Vanderpuye, member of parliament do na ehona president na Nado Dankwa Akufo-Addo ko dina ema Oku Vanderpuye enua nsaso a owi o ka say manka de yi kwara.
On de bia on kan yi.
Ba ko pe de ya mo nyamte. Ba ko pe ne ko si wo.
Okay. Inauguration speech, you know, so one can ye. Inauguration speech, I copy will be speech man on so one can ye.
And Tiasman make
all call voter, no, all call voter him for no, oh, may voter him for no, so one can ye.
And to say I made
him for catch him for or Domo say, sorry, chairman, no, so one ye.
That's how Umuadia and Yefe.
There is an him for sorry, under your king of kings, a lot of laws.
Because I know vice president call him or that from president call or be a form because I tradition. And another just say. And to make was it?
Oh, good man.
Oh, good man. We must say.
Nice picture na ba na niko. Na po hu obejarof.
I think sir culture dey obi ani say.
Oh yeah, but kwa bi no tell na no sere no.
Amamre dey
twene. Obi a obedi amamre wo ahemfie na pa be di amamre so o takọ na house.
Na believe say any just obi free other culture background down so be do no how work no legitimately.
I love that.
So I don't think that there is any big there should be any issue out of it.
It's not an issue at all. Who is making this an issue?
Well, say now.
It's not an issue at all.
Some is the opinion to Kasamiti.
Vanderpuye say Parliament monko. I mean starting through.
Oh. Well, I'm yet to hear. I think I can make it from the leadership of Parliament. And what hear some the Honorable Vanderpuye Kayen. Nii Lante. Or say he has not. It's not the official position of our caucus yet. And I believe there will be an official position soon. But I mean, it's very realistic. Say, we shall say now.
But do you think that's how it's supposed to be?
There's a potential for chaos. There's a potential for chaos.
How is that?
Because as I'm making about political question doctrine, no. Whenever matters of politics are guided, you seek to use law.
It was bothered on the constitution. There was a constitutional problem, and they went to seek interpretation.
Whenever issues
and Supreme Court has spoken.
The Supreme Court's decision, you ask yourself, whenever you give a judgment or you give an order as a court, you ask yourself, does that order unite or does it divide? Look, for those that are married, sometimes your wife or your husband can do something. You are so angry. Wisdom should speak to you to say that in your anger, be careful. Because what you say, no, it will rather further spoil the problem.
But the law is the law.
The law.
Interpretation of the law
there's something,
is interpretation of the law.
You see, St. Augustine, when you look at the jurisprudential school of thought you may belong to, St. Augustine say an unjust law is no law at all.
You think
because at the basis of every law must be a quest for justice. must be able to bring people together. If today we say we are passing a law that you can kill anybody, today we pass a law that is legal for you to kill, is it helping society or is it spoiling society?
It's a law.
It is a law, yes, but is it helping society or is it spoiling society? That today Fat can just pick up a gun, go on the streets and start shooting people because it is legal to do that. So the fact of the matter is that a law that has been passed must be passed in such a way that it helps unite people rather than divide people.
So the Speaker did not divide.
I tell you something.
But Supreme Court has divided.
Why did the Speaker divide?
Because
the fact of the matter is
he didn't pronounce.
He followed a precedent.
In the first place, there's confusion in Parliament. Speaker says something, quotes a constitution, quote Constitution, Article 97, G and H, to back his statement in Parliament, and then make an announcement ending it with I saw her be informed. By that action, which he's trying to make it look like, well, it was just by way of information. I didn't ask anybody to change positions. I don't think the NDC MPs too didn't even understand what the Speaker said.
What's your way?
They changed their position.
Look, over.
So there's some kind of confusion with this mere information.
The issue before us is the conduct of the Supreme Court and their decision. We are yet to see the ruling. We don't know the legal reasoning they are given behind it. But
it's coming today.
Enra, who monitor social media and you see the voice of the people is the voice of God. Who TSN a man for a dream about Supreme Court and yet Sebe Ghana phone who says Supreme Court near fair. Who monitor wow beti. Who guy instance National Security Minister or share judges or catch them say oh or strong yeah mamu and deciding my government all the time or more deciding my government all the time a man for Beka say or more per government as him okay okay. Yes. So the perception of the judiciary in the minds of the people, no sebe enye. Me a lawyer ni, I'm an officer of the court. Se court no will respect ne credibility. Ebe boame juma. Nanso se court no man for nijide ma court na. Ebe say me juma.
Ebiaka say in one breath, you applaud the court. I'm a fee central second D. Ye dear mamo ato forcing. But here, constitutional interpretation, so Supreme Court is not doing well.
Because you see, the point is that whenever
if it's not going your way, you have a problem.
Whenever there's an issue that needs critique, you critique it. And right now, I'm not being personal. And you see, the thing is that we try as much as possible not to be personal. We're attacking the decision.
Which is in your right.
Yes, it's within our right. So the fact of the matter is that if a court gives a decision and we think that it is fair, of course we should admit that it is fair.
But you obey the court.
But when there's
first,
a challenge,
you obey the court. What the court said.
Has there been any disobedience so far?
But if a member of Parliament is saying that we won't go to Parliament to December.
No, but the fact of the matter is that the decision of the court is not directed to the member of Parliament.
Right.
It is directed to the Speaker of Parliament. So the member of Parliament is not bound by whatever it is that the Supreme Court has spoken about. It is to the Speaker. So let whatever enforcement there is be directed to the Speaker of Parliament. And yeah, Sema Onua directly ama members of Parliament because a family mark in court.
But it affects them.
Or them assembly court no or cite Speaker. That's why Che Mensah did not have his personal lawyer there. That's why Harun Edrisu did not have his personal lawyer there. That's why Roxanne Dafia Mekwa did not have his personal lawyer there. But Speaker had his lawyer because the matter is directed to Speaker and not to other members of the House. So yes, there's a consequential effect on whatever the Speaker will do on the House. There's a consequential effect. But the fact of the matter is that as we speak, there's a recipe for chaos. And any law that seeks to divide is not good law. A law should rather rally people together, bring people together, and then contribute to nation building.
That's a film on Fad.
Mr. Yai, Medasi Bebre, we try to draw many attention to the sea parliament. The speaker can't almost side no, a change munkunya. Also, one can say speakers one direct so be changing the kunya. Yes, I know can on your past information. Now information no, you know NDC 4. And so munya speak information is a majority in the I say kunya meboa and then chaos yenya a sitting member of Parliament our NDC near free the voter region minim the constituency ojina Ghana fo nyina nim hwe camera nim sabi senko kan kukwem kwa beche no o hwe camera nim e ka kire Ghana fo nyina se me kwana me kotena MPP ni wokunya so na obasa me nsora meden mebo wanka sister ya mebusa o
mante
sister ya wante Sister, I want it. Sister, I want it. Sister, I want it. Me dem o video ha. Etu pa me tell say na mo Matime say na mo busa for. No me play. Sister, NDC MPO. Otena Parliament ka say me kwa ma kotena MPP for mo nkonya ne bi so. Na so oba na ka say me nsori ya me den mebo. the kind in your can potokasem, I'll beat you. Sebi to abamo bi na for adwen ko kire.
Now you are saying I'll beat you in English and I am
You see
the same thing.
No. In what context there is I'll beat
the context is that this is your
physical beating.
No, please calm down.
Physical beating. Obviously beater.
Now let me bring in the context. Now let me bring in the context. I know
I will beat you.
Wow, interpretation.
That's problematic.
Now, so already established.
I'll be na say MPP for Simon ye twen court asabi nyina ya gyatum se eno na sabi okasa wa wie bibia
esa mo mema se mo fam
sister ya sabi yanko parliament se ko macho sem o ye the macho of the brains and call parliament yanko se kwakoye ye na kokoti ya so na de MPP minim no free sremba bibia on de no aso asa wa bossy wo ye obebo eti akesesem ni nti ahode ni nti ye apron bebo ena ye MPP no sabi ye se da bi ye de adwen mu na e ba yen emra ne sesei also won't say na yanko court na yanko pentremu. And also funny enough, whenever they sit on platforms, they want to look down on the Supreme Court and give a justification. So please. The minister for friend saying about minister the national friend saying national security, right?
I'm
also na make Kandapa na make commentary be say the Supreme Court no the ruling no one way ya Ghana for because say almost abanechi.
Okay na wanka
tobo. So okay, say foolish case and court. We here say Supreme Court for. We better ask so. A sign say foolish case intermediate. Mr. say Ghana for say we a case apart. A foolish case after a foolish case. You don't need anybody to tell it's a case with a foolish case. And I also blame John Dramani Mahama for the current perception about the Supreme Court. I will say this every day, Staya.
Why?
John Dramani Mahama is a very big person in this country. Whatever he says out there, it will great impact on the daily life of everybody in this country. I hope you know that.
Yes.
It's a John Dramani Mahama after the 2020 election petition. No, it's me Gina Sopa Supreme Court judges are. Then certainly it will inform a lot of perception in this country. That is the problem we are facing in this country. This is Seka John Dramani Mahama Sebi Otimi a statesman. Sena President Akufo-Addo yeah Sabno on the President Podao candidate Akufo-Addo in 2013 KBN that negative perception I mean you person can want some no enka ama
Sister,
na ye koko 2012 na ye bugu ye so no sabio ye ente yawo but we accepted the ruling that John Mahama ma Ghana for nyina hu say all accepted the Supreme Court ruling no 2020 there no and no that this problem na nyina face yaba that is the case sister. Let's be very honest and tell people the truth in their faces. Who can create John Mahama samena ebian ken ne common better na ento aso bi but one can create John Mahama mujan man can trasa akoye no if sabio kwan no an kan dan ne de omo say 2012 meboa ye can 2012 election petition results we yen Supreme Court verdict John Dramani Mahama was in white meboa he was in white with the late Mr. Arthur. They were in white meboa celebrating the Supreme Court verdict in 2013. So what kind of hypocrisy again will it be that same court 4 years later Emma ruling their house and their own obonyo so Supreme Court answer? That's the hypocrisy of the NDC. And you see very beautiful. NDC MP ni so one more parliament. Make catch a Ghana for nyina. Omu fear ni nyina is a free senior high school bill now. You be passing into law no. That's the biggest fear of the NDC. And it has shown from the posture of this MP. Vanderpuye, meboa, anyane di na. Honorable. Former
Nii Lante Vanderpuye, former
Minister for Sports, right? Deputy. Ehuni nyina no. Free senior high school eba be emra no. Ene hu na abo mo a omafo akwenye nyina to block it. And today there is a Supreme Court ruling. It's like MP can be absent from Parliament obi anshawo. Nemom say Supreme Court ama emra no watremu. Say emra no ensi hu kwan say utimi e file for the next elections whilst to keeping your current position in Parliament there. Parliament Efra, we expect our members of Parliament to go and do business in Parliament.
Now some more free Parliament.
Sister, you're free Parliament. Sister, we were there before we could take our seat. Sister, let me go back to that issue again. Sister, Simon now you're free Parliament last week, you know. Speaker of Parliament, there was a directive from Supreme Court and then and I said I can't say assassin no or passing information no. I been so mo kwenya kwatana be foforo no. We were expecting him. Sabi penny of ya and Casim because we expected him to say Sanka last week, or sign this medium nebium and announce it to the members of parliament. Sir, and 2 weeks ago, me pass this information to you. It's a sitting arrangement in parliament as a and that is the new directive. It must have passed that information to you. Now let's go back to our original sitting arrangement. Safini sister ya. Otimi yes I don't know. Wait me anya. Ye ka penny of ya sabi say speaker. Sabi esrebion. Any day kwan so. Miss Rebio sister ya. Sister ya.
Patches speaker on your penny.
Sister ya. Na sabi o de why in parliament recently.
Kasakwa but
why in the parliament recently. Meba.
Oh dinatem.
Me natem. To me now o you see the parliament do do.
And you to me kana sa na.
To me now person chese o parliament sister ya. Sabi onyam mbra se bedwani bion. Asem we ho
to abana man
to Babin declares war on speaker February 2003 10 year what's the nya do so na me be ka bi akere us on the current speaking nya atwoni be be ka akere we Mr. Alam Mr. Babin minority leader on Thursday declared war on the Speaker of Parliament Mr. Peter Alajete for attacking his personal integrity. Mr. Babin said, the speaker has attacked my integrity and I will go after him. What does it mean, sister? I will go after him. The people elected me as a member of parliament. I elected him as a speaker. Aden speaker. Oh, the guy for you know you talk about. Aden I dear and dear. Sebi you to me be a sebi. Unnie. Emrano da ho. O se emrano me da to ntain. Me na me number 3. Number 3 sebi I didn't him too much. You got to from can sister. Mon can speaker. Emrano didn't him too much. Number 3 no. Over sebi we knew say he was going on retirement. We all knew say not call political retirement. And Onua ne number 9. Montaka Aswasi MP. Ebo number 9 in parliament me boa. And o she go man no be speaker. Montaka ka kire Ghana for nyina say speaker of parliament Abbas Man Agbabin. Why tyrant? What does tyrant means? Me nam kai. Tyrant is protocol same say. Obi on from mra nya adwuma. Me nam kai. You best speaker. Where we're heading towards Nesreno, he should not go down as one of the worst speakers we've ever seen in the Fourth Republic. One here signed a baby to because Sebi, ne more deba obo in ya. Sebi hide and seek. Ena say ebe affect me political interest there. Mami fa me nkosie. Na me ndoji we. Emwa. The truth is
obetimi abo legal tactics na say to me drag ni na aka ho.
Who say court can lawyers one call. To last and right the lawyer for any ho. You can't some for the case come mama.
Attorney General na fa ho bai.
Attorney General went in as a party.
No, for Parliament. Who na Attorney General betinem.
He's an interesting party.
Wa be say say adan a wo say anya hwe we de be
who kura wo say lawyer for no omo terms omo lawyer for no omo terms omo kire say you can be a friend you can be only say me am krom ni no Attorney General mami try and mami try and honorable Godfred Dami we tin this year anopay me tia soronko any omodin ba obo the lawyers know say you're a very good lawyer sister ya maybe me say me be we no you be sre nu anu mandisi for baby and edri free senior high school emrane da parliament you be sre omo so omo gitum passes free senior school emrano omo gitum say ampa emrane no say gitum na ye mra na sebi aban kodane a sebi ye ka kire one time health insurance premium am mu da no se emrane kodane a ye be sre bebre ana aban kodane a obi ankotena so da bi me de me nyintum nti no sebi wo sika kotua. How do you identify Oduoska and how do you identify the Oniska? It's a best Ghana for MPs no munko pass him.
Yeah, apparently the fact of the matter is
4 minutes each.
Yeah. So this is our final bite.
Yes.
Yeah, so Parliament met. And I reiterate that the Business Committee of Parliament had not even set on number 1 no. Number 2. Parliament, which every other people of Parliament. They say Parliament will start sitting at 10 o'clock in the forenoon. And yet 10 o'clock in the Parliament start here. Didn't you know that?
Usually.
Usually. Say back when I worked in Parliament before. Now who has me have been majority leader before in Students' Parliament. I understand the workings of
Ghana Parliament.
Yes, I mean
usually it extends.
Students' Parliament works in the same way as the Parliament of Ghana. And I was majority leader in KNUST for Students' Parliament. So at least minimum PAAA Parliament works. So it's 10 o'clock in the forenoon. In the event that the speaker, who is supposed to preside, cannot come at a particular time, or deputy, Joe Wise, bet babetena ne nine so ana say formina asiema betena so is that not the case sada your parliament no at 10 o'clock no na Joe Wise Joe Wise was he in parliament at 10 o'clock? Listen to me. Was Joe Wise there?
They were doing caucus meeting.
Was Esiama there? None of them were there. Manager says, "What unsa every parliament? Abai no spend this sika bebri to bring them all together to come and do parliamentary business."
At 10
o'clock no na wo be caucus meeting. Where were you on the Saturday?
Caucus meeting.
Is it 10 o'clock the time for parliament that you have to have your caucus meeting? Look, you are picking intelligence. Daddy, look, they were just between the devil and the deep blue sea. Either they would have come to parliament with their very few numbers and be embarrassed, or to refuse to come in the name of caucus meeting. Now, if you had something important to do in parliament, now you are to after parliament, obia by NDC what they are back, because we understand that free SHS and other important things are things we will protect. NDC actually said we will protect free SHS. President Mahama has said it. President Mahama has said that we will improve it. You see, NDC, what we are saying is that we were setting the fundamentals, building secondary schools all around. We are saying that we will improve free SHS. That is the commitment of the NDC. So despite the campaign efforts of our people all around the country, obia baye. Now so MPP for the Onwamba. Sebe Ghana for. Maybe someone say. So who to unsa frɛ na parliament aba na wan kasa wan ba. And just say how do you say when you're serious? When imbre. Because so try MPP for omuni imbre Ghana mpuntu asem. Nanka omuni brea. Why is it the case? Look, Ombeka se free SHS in the free parliament. Debbie, when you say on person tax exemption of over $350 million. Maybe Sano, does he know it's one of the things they want to do? Tax exemption of $350 million. And go and look at the companies they want to give the tax exemption to. Companies owned by their families and friends. Tax exemption, $350 million United States dollars. MPP for your Bremo. The suffering in this country is so much. Unemployment ne doso mebunu no omu ne adwuma ombeye omu ye business no omu ntimi exchange rate na say wo hwe boys na girls omu krom nothing is going on. Sikadie ne doso yes remo mo say Ghana mu free ho na ma NDC mbra ensesa asiti na mu ma Ghana
me da se Philemon na faad yenko
sister yae on say me baby I say be me free esrem na mbetana abono maimo it's me kwenya politics of interest and na politics of identity enko bia mita di kakra sister ya o say economy na say na enya aginsemu I say sister ya minim say ode we juba we ya che me se metie o na mo secondary school na metie o sister ya o kai say me betwa mu menka he Mr. Say you dey wo bibia nchire mu say ya
na say we look sharp ampa na say we look sharp very beautiful. See your smile. Oh, you are looking very beautiful.
Sister ya 2014 Samuel
why fe wan ka hwe
me vie was me ka we ya na hu ya
kan sem no eno
na 2014 na say free sire mu say bi enu no mo secondary school sister ya 2014 schools mako 83 in 2014, under the watch of John Dramani Mahama as president of this country, free ball, me neighbor. Was I me offer? Was pretending over an economy, I will say a year. As 2014, Samuel, 83 senior high schools in the northern region, all the 3 northern regions, were shut down because when Mama feeding grants. Are you not even ashamed today to sit here and tell me so we will improve upon free senior high school? Samuel and a school fees nimpo.
Na ebinum etua no mpo no went am feeding grants. Are you not even ashamed style? Some men no catch the Ghana for so ultimate teacher training allowances for next ultimate nyina next training allowances ultimate omo. And then they wait metia. It's the economy you do a bit by any year. The John Mahama you are talking of, we knew him in the past and we knew what he could do. Baby and the address ya, baby and the Ghana economy sabi. And John Mahama sembi o. No crena me catch style. Baby and the Ghana economy. John Mahama kan bio. Let's look into the future. And what is the future, Staya? Today, Ebisio, DVLA, I bought a tour, Konakoye Juma, Meti advert no feed this on the pay me tea and pay ya. Or say, I bet you could be DVLA, and I do 2, Ubeko Juma. It's a yai, me busawu. Wow, we Juma, hey. Me more 2 options. So, I sorry 2 a.m. I call DVLA, I call renewal license. Nasa obeda them 2 a.m. No phone, not DVLA for online portal. I bet my cock boat or driving license details. No renew. Kadena ka opesta ya me busau.
Mr. Me busao nkoma minu na edie. Minu ujire ma tiefo nyina o. Eti me busao yima no na yedi nkomo. This is the future and this is what some people are proposing. Go 2 a.m. go renew licenses. Not that fear 2 a.m. Not for a phone. There's a portal of DVL level ko ubo driving license, ubo Ghana card sheho, number sheho, o license never no renew kadena ka opesta ya bi busao. Aden. Ye dey ko etibio. Ghana for esremo. Dr. Alhaji Mamudu wa me say Bibi in the Ghana economy. Over 5 million young Ghanaians access to secondary education. No, and what say you improve upon it. Now we can only improve by training over 1 million young Ghanaians in IT skills, sister. Yeah, and this is what we are proposing. Obetina Ghana, Hamakanpe, Miss Ghana, sister. Me research analysis, ma international organization will breach it. Minko so Ghana ha.
Sorry,
digitalization. That's the effort of digitalization. So we are proposing say Otina Bino, or Ghana Bebunu Biabenya Quenya. Now what maybe I should be a sample, Ubenya Quenya, no when you digital skills, no what may you any foreign organization anywhere in the world. This is the future. Now more the SI creative sister. Sister, I don't mean Mr. Ramincha, Mr. Pena Kusemeno no pay. Adenta parliamentary candidate. Mr. Adenta for Sister Kusemeno will be or Jenny Pahon.
Fine game.
Cozy case.
Nipa or member of parliament or
Ramadan. Solid brain. Ramadan.
Samiraniano.
Ramadan.
Solid guy. Samiraniano. African lady, Soniano.
And let's have a talk. Abujina Pojo.
Abujina
Pojo. Damango.
Akosia menu bain. Menu. Ramadan. Swadenta.
May you my friend. Akosia no Ramadan nejira. Menka hwenka ho. Fine girl. Kaso. Me say. Ramadan very nice man. Aye. My pound now won't just say fad. Go say.
Ramadan, I am a classmate as we speak currently.
What's a Ramadan?
I am a classmate as we speak currently. Me te adenta web. But me dem hu ni say akosia me no bit ma adenta tumpo.
Abusia den komani ndes.
Onua 95.1 FM. Yeah, Junior.